That's a byproduct of not keeping God's commandments, but not keeping God's commandments, what did God say he would do to us? Curses. What are some of the curses? Do you know what is the definition of curses? Is curses a good thing or a bad thing? Bad thing will happen to us, right? Give me Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
God says if you don't listen to his commandments, right, and you don't hearken to his the voice that he's given through his scriptures, read.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Come on.
Verse 32, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So let me ask you this. Do you know the history of Bahamas, right? You know you're okay, all praise to the Most High. Let me ask you this. Are you keeping God's commandments like he says to keep it? Are you congregating? You know, huh? You're not perfect, but you know what the hell to do, though. You know that God says you're supposed to congregate. Why are you not congregating then? All right, you gotta be. Come here, come here. Come here. Say that again. So, okay, well, while you are out here, give me Deuteronomy, Numbers 15, verse 38. Number 15, verse 38.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 15, and verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
Are you teaching brothers and sisters to keep commandments with fringes and border the blue? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
Are you, give me Ezekiel 3. Y'all teaching?
Yes, sir.
Your camp teachers. What camp you in?
Children of Israel.
Children of Israel. Y'all teach on the Sabbath day? Y'all keep the commandments of the Lord? Okay, all right. Read. Give me Matthew.
Ezekiel 3.
Oh, Ezekiel 3 and verse 16. Yep, 17.
No.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me.
Is your camp teach with the, let me ask you this. No. What day is the new moon? When is the new moon? Is it on a full moon or is it on a dark moon? Is the new moon on a full moon or a dark moon?
What club was that at?
That was admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
But the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again. 31.
On a dark moon. It's hard, right? You can't prove it. Because when the Lord made the first moon, did he make it full or did he make it dark?
I want to learn.
All right. I'm not attacking you or anything. I'm just asking you.
No, I want to learn what you believe.
Right. So if you want to learn that the right way to keep the commandments of the Lord, you want to learn the right way to follow God, you ask questions. You said that. When was your camp founded? How long ago? Is it new brothers or older brothers?
2015.
2015, fairly new. All right. Well, I'll tell you this. I'm not going to tell you to join IUIC or anything like that, whatever, but I'm telling you this. Young men that don't have as much experience will teach things like the new moon is on a dark moon. The new moon is when you can't even see any moon in the sky. The scriptures talk about when the first moon that was created was a bright moon. It was the full moon. Right, Sirach, give me that. Sirach 40. Sirach 43? Yeah. Verse 6.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 43 and verse 6. He made the moon also to serve in her seasons for a declaration of time.
So the moon was created to show the time, to show you when another month is coming, when another new moon is coming, when another feast day is coming, so we can keep time. So it was created to keep time. Read.
And a sign of the world.
And it was a sign for us. Read.
From the moon is the sign of feast.
So the moon is to show you when your next feast day is, right? New moon, your Passovers, all the above. The moon, when you see it, when it's full, is to show you that another month has come, right? Because the name of month comes from moon. Read.
A light that decreases.
A what?
A light that decreases.
So the first moon that was created was a light that decreased. Read.
In her perfection.
As when it was a light, it was perfect, and it decreases as the time goes on. Read.
The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully.
Now you hear it decrease from a perfect moon to then it says is increased back to show you that the signs of the time or the feast and the days and the months come from the bright moon, not from a dark moon. It's, right. It comes back to the first day of the next month. The first day of the next month. It was ordered by God to do exactly what it does. Not by 31 days, 28 days, 29 days, like the white man has said. God says, my moon is going to be like clockwork. It's never going to stop. And it's going to go as fast as I told it from when I first told it in Genesis. It's never going to speed up. It's never going to slow down unless I tell it to. But it says that it is there to show us feast. God is not a God of confusion, so he's not going to slow the moon down to confuse everybody. He's going to keep it exactly how he made it from the beginning. Bright. Read.
Increasing wonderfully in her changing.
Read.
Being an instrument of the armies above.
And that's a little deep, but it's the instruments of the armies above. The armies above is the angels. It's a military base for the angels. Read.
Shining in the firmament of heaven.
Say what?
Shining in the firmament of heaven.
So the understanding that you have right now, okay, but you have to understand that there's brothers that's been doing it longer, that's more wiser, the bishops and the deacons that's been doing this thing since 30 plus years ago. The Lord has risen the understanding in leaders that a lot of young brothers, for whatever reason or another, decide to start their own thing and they end up being out of whack. God is going to judge you for that, right? Until you start to understand what he really wants from us, right? So the new moon, all right. Do y'all believe in multiple wives? No multiple wives. Okay. What is the definition of multiple wives? Right? But some people don't call it multiple wives. Let's say I have a wife plus a concubine or plus whatever it is, whatever foolishness that they have. Do y'all have more than one woman? Okay. All right. Well, why are you tucked in your fringes?
No, different shirt. 5:16.
Say again?
Different shirt.
Let me give me Matthew chapter 5. Say that again?
It's a different shirt.
Yeah, okay, it's a different shirt, but God says you're a light of the world. These are the show. Give me Matthew 5.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 14. Ye are the light of the world.
So God called you the light of the world. What does that mean? You, what's your first name? Omar. You are the light of the world, Omar. What does that mean? When God says you are the light of the world, what is it? What is he saying by that?
I got to show.
You got to show and lead by example, meaning that wherever you go, people need to see those things.
Right.
They need to understand that you're an Israelite. This is not no what's it called? Incognito Negroes, where you look like everybody else. God says you are a light of the world, in the midst of darkness. All of this what's going on right now, this hoarding going on, this buying and selling, people going to the barber shops, people going to the Piggly Wigglies or whatever stores y'all got here, going into the banks, going to go buy prostitutes. Right now, at what time it is? 2 o'clock? God says this is a sea of darkness. You must be the light to the world. You cannot hide it. Read.
Verse 14. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid.
It cannot be hid.
There you go.
It cannot be hid. So if you understand fringes, Numbers 15 and verse 38, you got your fringes on, but you're hiding your light. You're saying that you're not the light of the world. You're saying that you are just like everybody else that's walking around here. You're not different. You're not a peculiar people. You're not set apart. You're not called by God. You say, I am just like every single other brother that's here. Every single other sister that's here. Why would you tuck in your fringes knowing that you're an Israelite, knowing that God gave us a dress code as his children, knowing that we ain't like everybody else? Why you tuck it in?
I don't want to say it over the house.
Say it out loud. If you're an Israelite, you'll be bold as a lion. Okay? I'm telling you this right now. God says if you deny me before man, I'm going to deny you before the Father. I'm not saying that you don't know that you're an Israelite. I'm not saying that you don't teach certain things. But if you are afraid, you ain't at work, you ain't doing nothing, whatever the case may be, God says that if you are supposed to be a light of the hill, if you're a light that should be in the midst of, if you're a light that's supposed to be shined throughout the world, you cannot hide your light, brother. You cannot go around, brothers and sisters, like you're a regular person. Read.
It's the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood.
God says you are a chosen. We are the sands of the sea, but God has chosen you to understand who you are in the midst of all of these millions and hundreds of millions of our people. He said, I'm going to wake you up, and you are a chosen people. And what?
A royal priesthood.
A royal priesthood. The royal priesthood have a way to dress, have a way to hold themselves, have a way to speak. Royal priesthood, let me ask you this. Anybody that's royalty, are they afraid to speak, or do they speak bold as a lion? They stand up straight. Bold. If you are a royal priesthood that's chosen by God, you should stand up and speak bold as a lion. Wait.
A holy nation.
A holy what?
A holy nation.
A holy nation. We was given a way to dress that was different. We was given a way to be that was different. If you're royalty, understanding that you are a priest of God, a chosen people, you're not scared to speak. Because when I ask you, you say, I can't say it because that's not bold as a lion. Read.
A peculiar people, that ye should show for the praises of him who had called you out of darkness into this marvelous light.
So God has called you to show forth the praises. How do you show forth the praises of God? Doing what he's told you to do. He told you to wear fringes. He told you to teach with boldness. He told you to keep your fringes. Take it out. You're a light.
Right.
You're a light to the world. That's how you show forth that you are called out of the darkness. Because the people that still in darkness will see your shirt and be like, wow, what are those? Hey, can you explain that to me? Okay, Matthew 15, no, don't go there. Numbers 15, verse 38. Those are teaching tools. But if you tuck them in, nobody's going to ask you nothing. Because your hair don't show that, your beard don't show that,
Right.
Your Bahamas t-shirt don't show that, your Dickies shorts don't show that. But more people have asked me to explain the Bible because they saw my fringes than a lot of things. All right, so give me that. Read that. Read the rest.
that ye may show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of this darkness into his marvelous light, which in time past,
because you start to remember, in time past, I was a Negro just like everybody. I was in darkness like everybody. I was sleeping around, breaking the Sabbath just like everybody. These fringes that you're supposed to be showing forth as a light is to let you know and to let everybody know I am no longer in darkness.
Right. Which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of God, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy.
Read that again.
Verse 10. Which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of God, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy.
So you have obtained mercy because you came out of that darkness, but you are frustrating the grace of God by him calling you and you tucking it in. Because for whatever reason or another, God says to show forth as a light. All right?
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.